All right, people. So, man, look, I just got through dealing with Wells Fargo, and anybody that's looking to get into investing and putting your money up and into, stocks or whatever the fuck, I'm just gonna say, stay away from Wells Fargo if you are use with your bank. If you bank with Wells Fargo, stay away from their brokerage shit. Regular banking, whatever, it's the same as anywhere else. But as far as that stuff, man, stay the hell away from Wells Fargo. It is freaking horrible what I just had to go through for the last damn near 3 months at this point. What the hell? Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here. I had to call and had them liquidate my account and sell all my shit because they had restrictions on my brokerage account. So when I go into my brokerage account to look at my stuff and see what needs to get done and all this other stuff, it's restricted. I can't trade. I can't do nothing. So I'm like, and I noticed this a while back. This is the middle of February here. This was going on at the end of November last year. And I called the bank and I'm like, okay, I can't, I'm trying to, manage my fucking account and I can't because they say I got some kind of restriction on that. And I'm like, you don't have your money put up in stocks and shit like that unless you actively managing it. It ain't like a lot of people say, well, you just put your money in and you just let that shit sit there for the rest of your life or whatever the hell. It don't exactly work like that. You have to actively manage your positions. And depending on what the price of the stock and all this other stuff is doing, you have to monitor that stuff and take money when you need to and add money when you need to. It's not a sit it and forget it thing. So they got restrictions on my shit. I can't manage my account. I call up there and they telling me they all these forms and stuff that I gotta fill out and all this other kind of stuff. And it get to the point where I'm sitting here on the phone. You gotta edit yourself because anytime you on the phone, I got my fist balled up. Anytime you're on the phone, dealing with these people, yeah, I'm choking thinking about it. You don't want to be sitting here just going off on people that generally don't have anything to do. You have to talk. You have to deal with them, but your problem ain't with them. And they got their procedures and shit they got to go through, and it's just, oh man. Sometimes you have to project. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to project. You have to get on the phone and be angry while you on the phone just to kind of get them moving on the other side. You don't have to actually be angry. Well, God damn it, man. I keep calling him. You got to be able to do that sometime without actually, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to put that mask on for that moment. But they keep telling me about these forms and stuff I got to fill out and all this. I'm telling them, I'm like, look, like I literally have either 7 or 8 brokerage accounts. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I have 7 or 8 brokerage accounts that I use. And I ain't never had no restrictions on my shit. Well, I take that back, but that was a thing where I was I was trading too much. I was trading too much. That's one of them day pattern penalties I got on Charles Schwab or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to watch that shit, but I might have made one trade too many, and they restricted my trading. They didn't, but they just restricted a certain part of it. They didn't keep you from managing your whole goddamn account. Yeah, they restricted how you traded, but not you trading in general. I mean, they tell me it was some forms that wasn't filled out, and there also some forms that was missing or some shit like that. They told me that from the time I figured the shit out in late November, early December, all the way up until now. You know what I'm saying? They got these forms. You got no forms. I'm not filling out no forms. Because last time I tried that shit with them, I was like, okay, I'll go through this. They send me these PDF shits. Everything I do is through my phone. Don't send me no PDF nothing. If you ain't sending me some DocuSign shit that I can open up my email and do this shit and be done with it, I'm not dealing with it. You know, I'm not. And I tell them that if that's what it takes, I'm just gonna close the account. If that's what it takes, I'm just gonna close the account. You know what I'm saying? And I guess they didn't want to close their account. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm guessing. They didn't want to just say, well, we're going to try to get a temporary, lift the shit temporarily or whatever, some shit like that, you know, check back with us in 24 to 48 hours. Every time they tell me to call, to hit them back in 24 to 48 hours, because that's how long it will take for this shit to go through, I'll call back a week later. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff to go around. Yeah, I don't be having the energy to deal with this shit on, you know, too often. You know what I'm saying? I got medications that I take. I got treatments that I gotta do. I be sitting around here barely standing the fuck up, and I can't be trying to argue with folks and shit like that. That's just how it is. But it was the same thing over and over and over. Every time I called, I'm like, this is the same shit from last time. I've been dealing with this for a month. I called him back, blah, blah, blah. I've been dealing with this 2 months. Y'all keep telling me the same shit. Tip, yeah, there's some forms missing. There ain't nobody over there doing shit. I'm just calling for nothing. You know, and it's like, you know, I'm just like, man, come on. And it was the same thing today, and it was just like, well, when I called today, and it was like, I called and I just said, when you go through the initial automated thing, I just straight up said account cancellation or whatnot, and then they pulled me up when the operator came online, and he was like, well, I guess they had the notes out there already, because they ain't have to ask me 1,000 questions to get, you know, start talking like they did last time. So they finally, it was like, okay, they finally did this other shit. He was for to ask me a whole bunch of other, and I told him I went for to deal with a whole bunch of other shit. I'm calling the cancel account. This ain't no, if y'all can do this, then I'm doing that. I passed that a long time ago. Last time I talked to him on the phone, I said, I'm just canceling it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the account no more. And luckily, I was, this time I called this morning, just a few minutes ago, I was able to call, get through, and they, you know, and they did whatever they needed to do, and they said, okay, now this is they doing the restriction shit, they lifting it temporarily so they can liquidate the shit. Then they got the trader online to liquidate your shit for you. You know, to sell your positions that you opened up, which I shouldn't have had in the first place. If I didn't have all the proper documentations, you know what I'm saying, to where y'all would restrict my account to where I can't do nothing, I shouldn't have been able to open the account, fund it, and then open 3 positions. I shouldn't have been able to do that at all. You know what I'm saying? That was my part. I told him, I said, I shouldn't have been able to do that at all. If this is the problem, to where I got to have all these forms filled out to be able to trade, which like I said, I got 8 goddamn accounts. Well, I got about 7 now, because you can't call Wells Fargo no more. Well, after next week, you can't call them no more. I ain't never had to do that. You go, you do the little shit online on the app or whatever you using. You do that shit and you get approved. Bam, there you go. You know what I'm saying? You add your little account, you transfer your money in, and you do what you gonna do, and that's it. Now I had no shit about all these goddamn different ass forms and shit. It's fucking stupid. I'm drooling at the mouth. It's fucking stupid. I'm like, what the hell is going on with y'all? Why y'all shit so goddamn complicated? You got all the same tools everybody else got. Why y'all shit is so complicated where y'all need all these goddamn forms and shit? You know? All these signatures and all these forms and all this other stuff. I didn't have to do that with none of the other shit. Y'all broker shit ain't no different from nobody else's. I mean, it looked different. Everybody's look different, but I mean, it's the same shit. And I don't even like it all that much. It's just the fact that, okay, if I'm banking with Wells Fargo, you know what I'm saying, I got my money sitting at Wells Fargo, and I got this money sitting in my checking account, it might as well be working for me. Have everything at the same goddamn bank. Well, apparently, no the fuck, no, that ain't gonna goddamn work because my bank has a shitty brokerage firm. They do. They have a shitty brokerage firm. And that's what I went through. And luckily, you know, today, it's like, okay, we gonna, you know, liquidate these accounts and all this other shit and blah, 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 blah. And they charge you $25 assistant fee, whatever the fuck they call it, for each fucking trade they do. So, you know, each position, because, you know, when you do it over the phone, they read the shit off to you. You know, you're going to sell such and such and such position, blah, blah, blah. And they read the price off to you and the status of it for the day and all this other shit. And then, you know, and then they tell you, plus a $25. 25. You know what? Fuck it. $75 to be ready, y'all. Fine. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Go ahead. Because luckily for me, all my positions are in the green. You know what I'm saying? The money that I put in there that I had invested in our position, they was all up. You know what I'm saying? That little $75 ain't gonna be shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not. I mean, it's a lot I can do with that $75. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a few rides for me in Uber, a bunch of places, shit. But yeah, to be done with that, I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm in the green. Give me my fucking money, liquidate my shit, and then next week I had that shit transferred back into my goddamn checking account. And what I can do is just take that money that I was going and I could transfer that into any of my other brokerage accounts. You know what I'm saying? Because they are connected to my checking account anyway. So I could just transfer that shit into another brokerage account. Easy peasy. You know, and not have to deal with all this bullshit with, oh man, just, the shit pissed me off so bad. You know what I'm saying? That the same way they did this shit today, they could have been done that. They could have done that in December. They could have done that in December. Okay, you gonna close the account with blah blah blah. You open up the temporary shit, blah, blah. For whatever reason, they want to delay that shit. They could have done that in December. Luckily for me, my positions are roughly in the same spot they were back then. You know what I'm saying? And that was the main thing. I was like, man, let me get my money. You know, while this shit is going on, let me be able to close my goddamn accounts while they still in the green. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have closed the accounts anyway, but I would have hated to have closed that shit, you know, at a loss. I take plenty of losses, but I don't want to take a loss like that. That is just bullshit. You know, already the loss I took was the fucking $75 I had to pay for each $25 for those 3 positions that I had to sell off. Which, what you expect from the goddamn bank? Shit. If you into investing, I just stay away from fucking Wells fucking Fargo, man. And if you do, talk to them people. Ask them if you got all your forms filled out. Ask them that shit right the fuck up front. You know what I'm saying? Just call somebody online before you put your money in there. You know what I'm saying? Call somebody. And call the Wells Fargo brokerage line and ask them if everything is filled out and submitted and signed and all that other stuff before you transfer any money into that shit. Because once they start restricting your account, they not gonna want to let you. They not gonna want to undo that shit for whatever the fuck reason. I don't see the reason why they would want to, but I think their system is just fucked when it comes to that. They need a better way of doing whatever it is they doing. They just need a better way of doing it, because the way that shit is operating now is just it's unnecessarily. I don't know the word for it. It's just unnecessary. Because like I said, I got 7 other brokerage accounts where I ain't never had that problem at all. Charles Schwab, no problem. Webull, no problem. Robinhood, no problem. I can do the same thing in Cash App, dude. You know what I'm saying? I can do the same thing in Cash App. I got Public and it's another one I had. I can't think of it. Whatever. Too many. I don't even use all of them anymore. It was just I had to slim all that shit down. And I guess that's what I do that shit now. Slim that shit down. I don't need to use all of them. I don't use Robinhood anymore. I know I got Robinhood. I don't use Robinhood anymore. You can have it's too many. What the fuck I'm gonna have all those accounts for? I ain't got that much money. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't have that much goddamn money. To where I need all those goddamn brokerage accounts. It's just you want to see what each one of them do. It's time for me to go back to sleep. I had to get up this morning and handle some shit online with, stocks and stuff at 8:30 when the market opened, and then check this account and call the bank and make sure that they was on there. So this is something I got done for the day. But the moral of this video, you know what I'm saying? Why is this little thing on my phone always? The moral of the story, stay away from Wells Fargo brokerage account. I give it a big ass thumbs down. Boo. Thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? Regular banking or whatnot, they just, as far as I can tell, they just like everybody else. But as far as that brokerage account shit, fuck off. Just fuck off.